Next on All Access.
Let's go! Pressure from a blitz, and he's sacked. Roquan Smith gets to the quarterback.
They just wanted the game more. This is what it comes down to.
And so tonight, it's just an opportunity to say, thank you for, inspiring me and my teammates to hang those banners.
So I said, hey, why don't we make a tailgating bus? So I bought the first bus for $50 from a guy who I know.
I've never had anybody come to our tailgate party and leave without saying, that was the best time I've ever had tailgating, ever. Give me an amen! Amen!
Here you can just kind of see the line of scrimmage collapse with, with Williams, Rankins, and then this is Lawson coming around, looping around here from the outside. They're playing well.
As Halloween approaches, the Patriots served up their most ghoulish game of the season. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. The Bears' loss on Monday night was one of the worst performances in regular season memory. Now, New England must flush that from their minds as a key divisional matchup is on deck with a visit to the Meadowlands to take on the 5-2 Jets. This game will have a lot to say about the Patriots' 2022 season. Much to talk about, but let's begin with a recap of Monday night's misery.
Snap to Jones, immediately a give to Stevenson. Cut it to the left with no gate on the rush. The kick is airborne to the uprights, and the kick is good. Mack is pressured from his right, slides to his left, and he tries to get around the defender with a reach. Dominique Robinson brings him down. Man in motion. Fields with a fake. He runs it left. Quarterback turns upfield, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Cannot get stumped to stone. A lot of stuff. Got that? They're trying to play big square, play high on top of the Virginia. Got that? Go. One play at a time. 3 years old.
Zappi drops back. He throws a low ball left. Wide open Jacoby Myers, who makes a twisting diving catch and squirms into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots! Fields takes the shotgun snap against a 4-man rush. He throws the right ball, deflected, intercepted at the 40. Miles Bryant has it, outside to midfield, and he's tackled rolling to the Bears' 49-yard line. Play fake by Zappi, the deep drop. He's looking left. He's throwing the long ball for Devontae Parker, who leaps and makes the kick. snap it gives. Ramade runs it left. He runs it to the end zone. Untouched as the Patriots take the lead. Now he'll motion left. Stevenson off the left hip of Zappi. He sends Myers in motion into the backfield. Off his right hip. And Jacoby drops the ball in a handoff attempt. And the ball loose, covered by Chicago to Beard. Snap back to Fields. Fields pressure again. He pumps. Throw it. He's in trouble. He's going to escape to the 40. Running near side 35-30. Galloping for a first down across the 25. And slicing out of bounds at the Patriot 21. A 23-yard field goal try from the right hash mark toward the open end. The snap in place, the swing of the right leg, and Santos's kick is good. Just inside the right upright, and the Bears add to their lead. Started left, then goes right, and Fields drops the snap, picks it up off the turf, runs to his right, being chased by Quale. He's going to get to the near side and pick up a first down. The placement is down, and the kick airborne to the uprights is good. It's a 38-yard field goal by Cairo Santos. Zappi waits on the snap. He takes it short or high. Pressure from a blitz, and he's sacked. Roquan Smith gets to the quarterback.
They just wanted the game more. That's just what it comes down to. We played terrible on all three phases of the game. It's really like embarrassing.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access, everyone. And I'm Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Anybody want a Snickers?
I'll have a Kit Kat later. Don't go anywhere with those.
What was that? What was that?
No one saw it coming, Mike. Yeah. That's for sure. I think Mike and I were both pretty strongly in favor of getting over the 500 mark. I didn't really think the game would be all that close. This one really took me by surprise.
I sort of look at it this way. Before you play the first snap, you got to come with energy, intensity, and physicality. And the Bears came in with a purpose. Yeah. And you got to match that. And they didn't match it. So before we get into like all the questions, Steve, because there's a lot of questions, like that's just the basics, right? Like the mentality. Bears came ready for a 12-round fight.
Pushed around.
They got pushed around all night. Absolutely.
Patriots threw a couple punches, but they weren't in for a 12-round fight. And that's got to concern you.
All right, so now we got to turn to the elephant in the room. Actually, there's not one elephant, there's two elephants. Talking about the two quarterbacks. Were you surprised he played both?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised with the approach. That's what he talked about going in, Mike. He went with that idea, but I didn't think he really. I was really surprised with how abruptly it came about. 3 series, couple of 3-and-outs, and a pick. And again, I'm not making excuses for Mac Jones. I just didn't think he ever really had time to sort of settle in after having a month off. I didn't really think that was the best way to utilize him in his first game back.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that he played both. I was surprised at the way it unfolded. What I thought was a pretty quick hook for Mac, and then Zappi coming in and energizing the offense with those back-to-back touchdowns. I think it alters the dynamic of whatever the original plan was. Because once Zappi does that, how do you go back to Mac if that was your intention to do that? And now it creates the question, Steve, that you asked about two elephants. Mm-hmm. When you plan to go into a game playing both quarterbacks, you do leave yourself vulnerable to this becoming an issue.
Where do they go from here?
I just think you need to identify one and sort of go with it, assuming everybody's healthy, right? I mean,
Yep.
And I know that's a bad assumption because those are hypotheticals, in Foxborough sometimes. But as long as both of them are ready to go, pick one and sort of go with it for the foreseeable future.
And I think that's important for the players in the locker room to just hear that. And I would say, to me, you drafted Mac in the first round last year, 15th overall for a reason. And I think the idea of being decisive and rallying around him to try to bring out the best in him, the stuff, it's easy to forget. Last year, I thought he played well, as a rookie, helping them get to the playoffs. I don't want to say leading to the playoffs, but helping them.
No, I couldn't
And
agree
how do you
with
get
more,
that
Mike.
back, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, like the narrative going in, coming out of the 2021 season is you got the guy. A lot of Patriots fans were really, really on board with this. And now all of a sudden he has a couple of, what I think were uneven games to start the season. Then he gets hurt, and now everybody's convinced that he's not the guy.
Yeah.
And they have to make a choice. So I think you need to sort of restore that confidence, build him back up, and get him back to where you thought he was heading into this season.
All right, guys, don't go far because we do have to get to that. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
Richard Seymour is honored by the Gillette Stadium faithful.
And so tonight is just an opportunity to say, thank you for, inspiring me and my teammates.
But first, a visit with the captain, Matthew Slater.
Never dreamed of playing that many games. I've been very, very blessed, as you know. And when I think about that accomplishment, it's not a reflection of me. I think it's a reflection of the people that have supported me.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Pepsi, Patriots watching better with Pepsi. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off.
Welcome into the Social Media Minute. I'm Tamara Brown. The Patriots' Monday Night Football game was also their crucial catch game, the NFL's initiative to help intercept cancer. In addition to the New England Patriots cheerleaders being on the field for pregame for their performance, there were also a group made up of season ticket member cancer survivors, 100 cancer detection and prevention employees from Atrius Health, part of Optum, and 16 Day of Pampering participants, all wearing Crucial Catch t-shirts. The 4th annual block party at the Josh Kraft Mattapan Teen Center had free music, games, haircuts, and more. Taking this party now to the bowling alley as the McCourty twins hosted a bowling event to raise awareness and money for sickle cell research. Former and current Patriots players were among those at the bowling alley bowling for a cause benefiting the Boston Medical Center and the Next Step Foundation. You're all caught up for this week's Social Media Minute. I hope to see you back again next week.
Can New England turn the page and get back on track against the Jets? Dan Roach went looking for answers.
Quarterback turns upfield, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
It wasn't pretty, and the Patriots dropped to 3-4 on the season after a blowout loss to the Bears.
You got to learn what you did from last week, turn the page, refocus, and go into this game with the mindset of, I'm not letting this happen again.
As for the quarterbacks, Mac Jones was taken off the injury list, and Bill Belichick confirmed that Mac will be the starter on Sunday.
I expect him to be fully available here for the game and ready to go. I talked to all the quarterbacks, so everybody knows where we're at.
I plan to start every game that I've ever played in, so whether that was, in Pee Wee football or third string at Alabama, I always try to prepare as a starter, and I work really hard and put myself in position to do that.
No matter who plays quarterback Sunday, the Patriots will have their hands full with a team that's won 4 straight. And at 5-2, the Jets are off to their best start since 2010. The Jets have gone 3 straight games without turning the ball over, and they have 11 takeaways. And over their 4-game win streak, the Jets' D is giving up just 14 points per game, second best in the NFL during that stretch. And on offense, Zach Wilson is 4-0 as the starting quarterback this season.
The O-line playing strong and Zach playing well. I think those two are kind of like what's leading this team, allowing Zach to pass the ball, allowing the running back to run. As a D lineman, I speak for myself here, want to make sure we stop the run game and get after Zach.
One thing we can't emphasize enough is just what it's going to be like at MetLife Stadium. Think about this. The Patriots have beaten the Jets 12 straight times. Division rivalry. Robert Saleh will have the Jets primed and ready at 5-2. They'll be out for Patriots blood. Should be a lot of fun. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Rochi, thank you very much for joining me now as special teams captain, Matthew Slater. Before we even get any further, I got to give you props. You played in 213 regular season games, surpassing Bruce Armstrong.
Well, that's
amazing.
It's pretty crazy. Certainly
second all time. Never
dreamed of playing that many games. I've been very, very blessed, as you know. And when I think about that accomplishment, it's not a reflection of me. I think it's a reflection of the people that have supported me and propped me up over the course of my career. Obviously my wife and my family, my parents, but our training staff, teammates, just so many people that have gone out of their way to support me and allow me to pursue my dreams. So I thank them. I really thank them. All the credit goes to them.
And you know why you're here. We don't call you after Detroit or Cleveland games. We call you in time of need.
Well, I'm happy to be called on. And, look, needless to say, this past week was challenging for our football team. Not exactly how we envisioned the game playing out, but, we're excited about the opportunity we have to come out and play a game in the division against a great football team and try to right the ship. And that's the beauty of the NFL. You hit the reset button and you get a chance to go out and do it again this week.
Well, for you being around 10 years, that means you know this team inside and out. What is the mood in that locker room right now?
I think we're motivated. We all feel frustrated with the way this past Monday night went, and we want to get that sour taste out of our mouths. So we're extremely motivated. We know we have a very, very challenging game ahead of us, and we want to put all our focus and energy there and try to go out and play well this weekend.
When you look at your next opponent, do you see a different Jets team?
Oh, no question. No question. This is a top-tier football team. The way they're playing, the togetherness that you see on tape, the energy, the passion, the execution, the discipline, the physicality. I could go on and on. But this is a much improved football team. This team's for real, and we're going to have to be ready to play our A game to match up with them.
Early in the week, this team had a Halloween party for kids with cancer. And certain teammates came out for that Halloween party. You were one of them. You've been around forever. It's your only day off. Why did you come?
Well, as a father, I try to put myself in the position of those families. I couldn't imagine having a child who was sick and battling an illness like cancer, any form of cancer, any illness. So I just wanted to come and support and show those families some support and love. Try to put a smile on some of the faces of those children. Got a chance to visit with actually a buddy of mine, and I always talk about the platform we have. It's important to use it the right way, and I can't think of a better way to use it than to connect with some children like that.
What were you dressed as?
I was a clown. I was a clown. That's what I was assigned. I would have preferred like Steve Urkel or something like that. That would fit me well. But it was a great thing. We had a great time.
Good luck against the Jets.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Matthew Slater, I guess we'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Another coaching legend is the winner of our High School Coach of the Week. Congratulations to Brockton High School's Peter Colombo, son of the legendary Armand Colombo. Peter, in his 20th and final season as head coach, had his Boxers beat New Bedford to move to 6-1 in his final home game. Presenting the award is Patriots and Pro Football Hall of Famer Andre Tippett.
This has been my life, 53 years, my dad and I running the program. I had the privilege of quarterbacking the first ever high school Division I Super Bowl, 1972, 50 years ago. Very humbling to be here at this time, and to be finishing with a good team is really a great way to end it.
The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $1,000 to the Brockton High School football program in the name of Peter Colombo.
1, 2, 3. Boxers!
Davante Parker is second in the NFL with a 21.4-yard average per reception.
He's throwing the long ball for Davante Parker, who leaps and makes the catch inside the 10.
The last Patriots player to average over 20 yards a reception was Rob Gronkowski in 2016 with a 21.6-yard average. And that's your Demand Science Data Point of the Week.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and talk with Coach Belichick. And, Coach, before we get to the short week game here against the New York Jets, big game for you guys, just two quick questions going back to Monday night. After you got to digest the tape, any more clarity on just the night and how things sort of played out for you guys in all three phases?
Yeah, it's just not really good enough in any phase of the game. We got out-coached, we got outplayed, and the Bears are the better team. Just have to give them credit. We need to perform better all the way around.
And last question, quarterback situation. Given the situation, it's a unique one. With Matt coming off the injury and Bailey having to step in, is it good to go with one guy? Given it's the National Football League and instead of sort of a platoon moving forward.
Yep, sure. Ideally, that's definitely the way to go.
And I know that's what you want to do too. All right, on to the Jets. They're 5-2. When you flip on the tape, what impresses you about them? They're a different team than they were.
Yeah, they're just kind of doing the right things to win. They've been in some close games and they've made plays and that they need to make at the critical times in the game. They play hard. They play with good effort, and they've made the plays that have enabled them to win.
Yeah, you look at one of the rookies, Sauce Gardner. A lot of talk made at him. How much has he changed the way they can play defense? And you've had really good cover corners over the years, and those guys sort of changed the way you can play, right?
Yeah, he's done a good job for them, but they pretty much play the way they play. They have their system, and they've played that now. This is the second year of it. They've gotten better at it with more experience and better players. Certainly, Gardner adds a lot to their defense. We'll see him a little bit later in the show, but
yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get to Quinn Williams too. We've done that over the last couple of years. Huge divisional game for you guys. You're on the road at New York. You've got them the last 12 times you face this team. Feels like they smell blood in the water. It's a huge opportunity for you guys, though, right? To get things right here.
Yeah, well, every week is. It's the National Football League, so every week's a big opportunity, and let's get down there and look to play our best game of the year.
All right, Coach, time now for the Ace Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @Grizzly_Kels. Short week practice, 7 games into it. How hard is the balance to say, hey, we're going to go out and practice physical, or we're going to do mental walkthroughs, at this point in the season where you sort of got to take care of your team? Tough opponents you guys have faced.
Yeah, number one is taking care of your team and doing what the team needs physically to be ready to go. So without that physical preparation for the game, everything else really is secondary. So we'll certainly balance that this week with a shorter week.
All right, short week for everybody. If you want to ask the coach a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter @Patriots. Hashtag it, AskBB. Belestrator. We already mentioned Sauce, a little
Jets defense.
Yeah. All right, Jets defense. There you go. Belestrator will return later in the show. More Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access, it's a tailgate tale you'll never forget.
And it's something I look forward to every year just to do for 10 games, 11 games, sometimes a year.
And later, Bill Belichick highlights one of the best defenses in the league on the Belestrator.
That pass rush is, a good, strong rush. Again, this is Rankins, Williams. Williams is really playing well for him.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. By Pepsi. Patriots watching? Better with Pepsi. And by Dan O'Brien Auto. Come in to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome.
Because I remember when I got the red jacket, the crowd went wild and started yelling defense from the end zone, and then it kind of got crunked up. So, that was pretty special. And so tonight is just an opportunity to say, thank you for, inspiring me and my teammates to hang those banners that's in the rafters now.
And I'm proud to be the one presenting Richard with his Hall of Fame ring.
Tonight, I feel it's appropriate to thank you, the best fans in all of sports. You've inspired me and my teammates to hang those championship banners that's up here tonight. I remembered you filled the streets of Boston to our championship parades. Even on some plane rides back home, we had fans that were here to greet us. So thank you so much for inspiring me and my teammates. And last but not least, I would like to thank the Kraft family. I told you, Mr. Kraft, you've always been a friend and a mentor and meant so much to me throughout my career. And I know it's only a matter of time before you have your gold jacket as well. Thank you. Thank you.
This profile is brought to you by Pepsi.
Welcome back to All Access presented by GEICO. In our latest installment of Tales from the Tailgate presented by Socios.com, we invite you to take a ride with us on the Tailgater 2000. Our travels begin on the Cape for a one-of-a-kind tailgate experience.
It's early on the Cape, 6:30 a.m. in Falmouth, as the Tailgater 2000 is making its Sunday rounds. Several stops will be made along the way to pick up the Foxborough faithful as the bus makes its way north.
I think he grew taller.
All his friends are like 7 feet tall. It's crazy.
Decorating rattles at Baby Ball.
Meet Mike Young from Falmouth, season ticket holder since 1994.
I came with the group in like 94, and we literally tailgated out of the back of my pickup. And then, of course, that was the time when the team was getting ready to go to Hartford. So I said, hey, why don't we make a tailgating bus? So I bought the first bus for $50 from a guy who I knew. The sole purpose of the whole entire bus was to get our group to Hartford from the Cape. Thank God it didn't come to that. I'm from Falmouth. All the rest of the majority of them I pick up in Sandwich. We average about 10 to 12 people every game. Then when we get up there, we'll probably have close to 150 to 200 people. It's just a friends and family thing. And football. And it's something I look forward to every year just to do for 10 games, 11 games sometimes a year.
I've been doing this for over 30 years. It keeps me occupied. I love it. Pork loin.
This is the greatest tailgate I've ever been to.
For me, it's just a football family. Like, it's just a crew that I don't often get to hang out with. Just getting together, have a big party, trying to get fired up for the game, and cheer on the best.
The highlight of the day would probably be an hour prior to kickoff. The Reverend Jerry McCarthy does his team prayer. He's been doing it since 1998. I have a thing that I read up in front of the bus we call it the team prayer.
This is Jerry McCarthy, who by this group is known as the Reverend. He recites a poem prior to kickoff.
Give me an amen! Amen! So since 98, I've been doing one every single week. So now's a good time to go on a run. And like every beginning, it starts with just one. Ultimate goal as we continue our quest to Super Bowl! I've never had anybody come to our tailgate party and leave without saying, that was the best time I've ever had tailgating, ever.
Young and his immediate group were surprised with a prize package from Socios.com, including post-game field passes. If you have a tailgate story we should feature, go to patriots.com/tailgate and submit your story.
Harris runs, a plunge up the middle, touchdown Patriots! Takes the snap, he's looking to throw. Across the back of the end zone, diving catch by Henry!
What's new about the New York Jets? Maybe a whole attitude. After 7 games, they are 5-2 and in second place. Injuries last week to 2 key offensive players won't deter a Jets team ready to take on the Patriots.
It's boring. Every game's a championship game. Every moment's a championship moment. I acknowledge that Bill is arguably one of the greatest coaches that's ever coached in this game. I'll honor that for forever, and he's given to this game so much, and he's done so much for this game that we'd be remiss not to acknowledge that. New England, we'd be remiss to acknowledge that they have dominated for 20 years, but at the same time, it's a championship moment and a championship game, no different than last week was and no different than next week will be.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the Belestrator. Look at their defense, Coach. First of all, we got some pressure right here with 4 down.
Yeah, well, these are a couple third down plays, and just like the 4-man rush, they'll also bring 5, fairly frequently. But here you can just kind of see the line of scrimmage collapse with, Williams, Rankins, and then this is Lawson coming around, looping around here from the outside up the middle. But you just see the Bengals offensive line kind of get pushed back and collapse right there in front of Burrow, and he really has no chance to step up and throw. It's the same play here from the end zone. That pass rush is, a good strong rush. Again, this is Rankins, Williams. Williams is really playing well for him, and again, just good vertical pressure in the pocket, and just nowhere for Burrow to go. So
it's tough look. You have 5 week right there.
Gonna have to do a good job of holding the middle of the pocket and giving the quarterbacks a chance to move up.
Okay, moving on here.
Yeah, similar situation on 3rd and long against Miami. Again, all 3 pass rushers are over on this side, and linebacker steps away here. This is again Williams doing the penetrating, and Franklin Myers wrapping around number 91. And this Franklin Myers is really a good player. He's one of the best guys that we see. Plays defensive end in their base defense, and will move inside on some of their pass rush situations. So he's really a tough guy to defend.
It's like a 10-man front, almost like a punt return.
Yeah, here he is right here. This is Franklin Myers, number 91. And again, Williams is the guy that penetrates and kind of creates a space for Myers to work around, and then Myers gets in the gap here and just lowers his shoulder and runs through some contact here and sacks the quarterback. So
good gap control by Williams, takes on 2 guys, allows him to get in.
Yeah, he's a big man. He's a big force.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so this is Gardner here at the top of the screen. Really makes a nice play here on the interception against Miami. You can see they run a little switch route here with the receivers off the motion, and nice job of planting and changing direction. You see plants on that right foot, drives out of it, gains ground quickly here. Does a nice job of going up, high pointing the ball, taking away from the receiver, getting a big turnover there. So, good defensive football team, and they're playing well.
All right, sounds good. Great opportunity for you guys. Good luck against the Jets on Sunday. Getting back on track.
All right, thanks, Al.
All right, there you go. There's your Belestrator. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out, ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bars. Effortless shave in one efficient stroke.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access in our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios. I see you guys eyeing the candy right there. All right, what's the confidence in the Patriots locker room right now?
Pretty confident I'm going to have one of those.
I know,
Kit Kats,
right.
After this segment, but you know, I do think that they were shook a little bit the other night. And Mike, you were in the locker room, and I wasn't because we were doing our post-game show. But just seeing some of the comments, I do think that there was a little uncertainty, and that's not something you typically see out of the Patriots. So is it fixable? Yeah. I mean, I think they can get past it, but from a confidence perspective, I think they were shook a little bit the other night.
Yeah, that's all fair. I don't sense any lack of confidence in the locker room, and here's why. The consistency of approach from Bill Belichick. When they have their biggest wins, it's the same. When they have really surprising losses that are uncharacteristic of what we would expect a Patriots team to be, it's still the same. So I think, to me, that helps that you're not riding the roller coaster, but now they got to go out and prove it, Paul, that the confidence is well-founded.
Well, you mentioned the word fixable, Paul. Is it fixable?
Yeah, I do, and for a lot of the reasons that Mike just explained. And I know that there are a lot of personnel that has changed over the years, but I still do think that sort of Patriots DNA still exists a little bit, and I do think the consistency of Belichick helps with that. I like the way that Mike put that. I just don't think that you can just sort of put blinders on and just assume it will all happen anymore, like we used to with Tom Brady. I have confidence that it will get fixed. I think that you can, Mike, you're a big believer in the turnovers, right? You have all the numbers. I'll leave it to you. Yeah. You can fix that. You're giving the ball away at an alarming rate, Steve. Mike has all the numbers. Yeah. They got to stop that.
15 giveaways on the season, the second highest total in the NFL.
In 7 games.
Paul talks about the DNA. To me, a big part of the DNA is before you can win, you have to learn how not to lose. Stop giving it away. It's simple. The game is about the ball. And they're not doing that. And until they do it, I think it's going to be trouble.
Okay, the Jets. These are not your father's Jets. These Jets are for real. How do they match up against the Jets?
We'll see.
Oh, you're not convinced they're for real.
And I'm kind of with Vegas on this. I know we don't get into the spreads a lot on this show,
but
but
to say the Jets have more talent this year.
Well, they're a young, talented team. I think they're a year ahead of schedule right now in terms of their record at 5-2. I think they've caught a lot of breaks, Mike. And I'm not going to go chapter and verse, but scoring twice in the last minute of a game in Cleveland to steal a win. Getting Skylar Thompson on the second play of the game. And by the way, needing a missed Miami field goal in the fourth quarter with Skylar Thompson playing just to get that win. I think they've been fortunate, but they have young talent, Steve. You are right. It's not your father's Jets. They've used some draft picks wisely, and they're getting contributions from some young guys. They're a better team. I'm not sure they're that much better, and Vegas agrees because the Patriots are going on the road at 3-4, favored over a 5-2 team.
A team whose defense leads them, passing game, a little bit struggle on offense for them. Patriots might be catching them at a good time. Breece Hall,
huge break.
Impressive rookie running back, out, torn ACL. Elijah Vera Tucker, one of their better offensive linemen, out. I would mention that, but one thing, or two, I should say, that concern me for the Patriots in this matchup. I'm going to assume David Andrews doesn't play. That looked like a nasty illegal hit he took, concussion protocol. So you backup center against Quinnen Williams. Yep. That would be a tough matchup. And I just want to point out, Patriots punting game, talk about the DNA you mentioned, not up to where the usual levels. Braxton Berrios and their punt return is one of the better in the NFL. So a couple things that on this matchup would give me pause.
After all that being said, prediction time.
Yeah, I told you I'm still not believing in the Jets. I know they're doing it with mirrors every week, and Mike talked about Zach Wilson. I think he's gotten better, but they don't ask him to do a whole lot. A lot of the things we said about Justin Fields, so I'm not quite as confident as I was last week, but I think the Patriots find a way to get an ugly road win. I'm going to say 16-13.
So Paul says he doesn't believe in the Jets. I want to say I believe in the players on defense in the Patriots locker room, and I think they are disgusted with what they put out on national television. So I'm buying them to rebound and lead the Patriots to a low-scoring win. I'll call it, let's say, 16-14.
Okay, almost mine.
Yeah,
Almost.
Similar.
You like to steal my scores.
Yes, I do. I like
So
when
what
you
you're
go
saying
first.
is they're coming back 500.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's see if
well,
we're,
they
let's
have
see.
to, Steve.
Yeah.
They have to.
All right. All right, guys. Great job as usual. Happy Halloween. You can dig in now.
All right.
That'll do it for this edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perla, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody. See you later.